Don't renovate a house until you watch this video. I'm gonna be breaking down what we've paid so far while renovating all the projects of this 40-year-old ranch house near Joshua Tree, California. And when I tell you my heart was racing putting these numbers together, I'm a little speechless at what is in these documents right here. The only thing that gave me a peace of mind while putting this together is that I'm going to go take a long post-anxiety nap on my brand new Helix Sleep mattress. Helix Sleep is sponsoring this video. I'm gonna put the link below in case you're also in need of a nice place to cocoon yourself, to escape your budget. But let's jump into how much I have spent renovating this house over the last 18 months. Disclaimer, I did not pay all of this out of my own bank account. We do have family investors in this project, which makes it a lot more palatable because there's percentages that come out of this of what I'm actually responsible for. And there were moments where we would spend a lot in one category knowing that our options were limited, but we would try to cut back in some other categories. So hopefully this is just helpful information. I think talking about money can be weird and I don't love doing it, but I know I wish I had known some of this before I had jumped into renovating a top to bottom, inside to out project. But let's start with the boring stuff, which is usually the most expensive stuff, which sucks because it's ugly and you usually can't play with it, but it's necessary. Since our house was over 40 years old, every system for the most part needed to be replaced. We had to get a new propane tank, a new HVAC system, which is central heating and air, a brand new electrical panel, and we also had to get a new house water heater, which wasn't too much. It was around 800 bucks. A category that I did not realize I'd spend so much money in is trash, haul away, and dump fees. So the old owner had a bunch of stuff left over, so we had to haul all of that away and grade and clear out some land, and that cost me $36.50 to do that. Additionally, we paid for a house water filter. Our water in the desert has a lot of sand in it, which is so bizarre. Actually, the reason why I had to get rid of the water heater is it was completely full of sand. So it basically forced us to put a whole house water filter that had a sediment filter on it so that we don't have sand clogging up our fixtures and our appliances. And then we got a land survey. We didn't have to do this. This was an add-on, but we wanted to know where our property boundaries, borders, and corners were because it was 2.5 acres. And so we really wanted to figure out where we should and shouldn't be building if we wanted to install a pool, for instance. We also had to pay for a short-term rental permit on the house, which they doubled the price just months before I got this permit. I'm so regretful that I didn't do it sooner. Now, we are not renting this house right now. I'm not even sure if we'll ever rent it on Airbnb, to be honest. That was the original goal for like half the year, but now a lot of things have changed that I haven't even told you guys about, so I don't even know if we're gonna be renting it or not. But I wanted to get the permit just in case because the county has been every few months, like almost every quarter, changing the rules. I felt like if we wanted to have the option later, it was a good insurance policy to have it on hand. Actually, my contractor's calling me right now. I don't have any more money. And I think at this point, we're already at around $22,000, okay? And that's ugly stuff. And with all this stress going on, I'm so grateful Helix Sleep has sponsored this video because I love a nap. Naps fix everything. And when you have a crappy mattress, life is significantly harder. They're running an awesome 4th of July sale right now, by the way. They're offering 25% off, which if you know mattresses, that is a crazy discount. Like those, I've never seen a mattress discount that significant. They have their Helix Sleep quiz on their website that helped me decide which mattress was best for Matt and I. Everyone's sleep preferences are different and Helix knows that. So they made this sleep quiz that matches your unique body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you, or the perfect mattress, if you will. If you sleep with a partner, the two of you can take this sleep quiz together. I'm a side sleeper, stomach sleeper. Matt is a back sleeper. They say opposites attract, but we both like a medium firm mattress. So the Helix Sleep Quiz actually matched me with the Helix Dusk Luxe mattress. I also upgraded to the Glacio Tech cooling cover because Matt's a hot sleeper, which is a great upgrade to have for your mattress. So we just got our mattress. We got it all set up. I say I did it because it's easy to do. I love how comfortable it is. Our old mattress was a pit. You couldn't move throughout the night. You were a prisoner to the bed. This one is like sleeping on a cloud because it's a hybrid of both foam and springs. The shipping time is fast. It arrives straight to your door. Also, if you're in the US, there's free shipping, which is amazing. I know buying a mattress online, it is kind of a scary process. They have a 100-night sleep trial. So you get more than 3 months to try it out, see if you love it. They also have a 10-year warranty. They have financing options, flexible payment plans. I love my Helix mattress and I think you will too. If you're looking for a new bed, check out Helix Sleep. Like I mentioned, their 4th of July sale is running right now. It's the perfect time to upgrade your sleep with a 25% off of a Helix mattress. Such a great deal. Plus you also get 2 free pillows. So click the link below or go to helixsleep.com/ErinRobinson to find out more about this limited time offer. Now we are currently in process of changing out all of the interior doors in the house. And that includes big laundry French doors. It includes huge panel closet doors that are sliding. And I'm gonna tell you that was expensive. It was expensive. It was $9,000. We also replaced our front door, which really changed the curb appeal of the house. Another kind of almost boring thing, I had to buy all of our baseboards and our trim myself, just because I wanted pine, I wanted real wood versus MDF, and we got 6-inch tall baseboards. It's amazing how much a large baseboard will do for the aesthetics of your house. And the materials and some of the labor for that was about $1,700. I also bought that when wood prices were high, so I think those prices might be different if you're buying pine 6-inch baseboards today. Now you guys have seen my major bathroom renovation makeover. I renovated 2 bathrooms, floor to ceiling. But for labor for those bathrooms, I ended up paying about $14,000 for both together, so $7,000 each. And the materials for the bathrooms were basically more than that. It was about $16,000. Now, I didn't realize how many things you had to buy while renovating a bathroom. Plumbing, fixtures, glass, hardware, hooks, there's a lot. And for the bathrooms, we did splurge on 2 things that I don't regret. The first thing was on the tile that we used. We used kind of like fancy tile because we had a friend who had a designer discount. And with her discount, we only ended up paying like slightly more than we were going to with the more affordable stuff. So we felt like because we loved it so much, it was worth paying the little bit extra, and we don't regret it. Every time I walk in there, I think about how beautiful it is in there. The other upgrade we did in our bathroom that was expensive, all things considered, was heated floors. The beauty of having heated floors is that obviously they're amazing and luxurious. They also are really efficient. They don't cost you a lot to run them, and they do actually heat the space really well. It does get super cold out there, like snowing, freezing cold up there. So having heated floors was just something I figured we'd do since we were already tearing up the floor anyway. And it only cost us about $2,000 total for both bathrooms, and I didn't pay extra in labor for that. But my biggest regret in these bathrooms was the shower glass, because I wanted like the half shower glass because it's clean, it's beautiful, but unfortunately the space in there is so small that the glass is just not big enough to cover, and the hardware comes out so far, so if you're showering, you're just getting water all over the floor. And it's one of those things you just don't realize until you've showered in it a few times and you're like, oh crap, I just made a big mistake. And the shower glass was expensive. I want to say it was like $700 per bathroom. And now I basically found out in order to add a door to such a small space, I'm gonna have to replace all of the glass and reconfigure a space for the door. And I'm like even sick talking about it. It makes me want to throw up. Moving on, I say that because it's the floor part of the video. You guys have seen my floor video where I made a huge mistake spending a lot of money on demoing, hauling away, polishing our concrete foundation and turning it into the floor for the house. A lot of you are very passionate about how much you hated it. But spoiler alert, I'm gonna do a walkthrough video here of the house so you can see everything. I actually kind of like the floors now. I'm kind of surprised. The plot is twisting. They actually look really good now that everything is done. It's almost like art or something. I know. You just have to see it to believe it. Subscribe if you want to see the walkthrough of the house. It's coming soon in the next couple of weeks. Now moving into our most expensive investment categories. I know the other ones seem very expensive, but it gets bigger and scarier as we continue to move forward. It's like a horror movie that's about to peak. In my opinion, windows are the worst renovation project that you can do in a house. If there's any way you can avoid window replacement, please do. They look beautiful, but the damage that you sustain to your property when you take out old windows and put windows in is insurmountable. It will shock you at every turn how much you pay in windows and then how much you pay people to repair the stucco, the drywall, the frames. It's a money pit that never ends, truly. I know you get more efficiencies or blah, whatever, but it takes you 20 years to pay off the efficiencies. So our windows total, and that included just the windows and the labor to install the windows, was $23,000. And I'll get to this category later, but I probably spent like $10,000 repairing the damage that those windows did to the house. So we did do something that I kind of regret and would do very differently now. We took our wood burning stove in the living room. She was so cute. And we wanted to move her to the corner of the room so that we could put like a TV there in the middle of the room. Seemingly not that hard, but we found out that none of the fireplace companies would reinstall our stove in a different part of the house because our stove was like a 2018 stove and the EPA raised or changed their regulations for what a clean wood burning stove should be. And because of that, we had to buy a brand new wood burning stove because it burns cleaner. I would understand that if this stove was like 40 years old, but this stove was like 5 years old. I just can't imagine that the regulations are so different. So that cost us like $6,000. It's worth it, but again, because it's so cold up there in the winter and having a wood burning stove, and we lose a lot of power out there. Sometimes we have a ton of power outages, and when it's cold, you wanna have a wood burning stove. I just don't even wanna look at it. Just get out of my face. And our next insanely expensive and quite unexpected renovation project was on our kitchen. I was hoping and praying and scheming to salvage our old kitchen cabinets. I wanted to refinish them, paint them a pretty color, and move on with our life. But our floor guys damaged the cabinets with their water and their machines and equipment. And also, when we demoed out the kitchen, we found like a ton of mold in the wall, and the house kind of had a weird smell to it. So in hindsight, I'm glad we did it, but my budget suffered severely because I think total, I mean, I want to say this is with the countertops, the floating shelves, and the cabinets in the kitchen. We also did laundry cabinets. All the kitchen hardware and appliances ended up being, I think, maybe close to $40,000 that we were not expecting to pay. We did splurge on our kitchen countertops because they were such a central piece to our massive living room area. When you walk in the door, you just see the countertops first. I felt like it almost served as artwork for the space. I think I got swindled a little bit on the kitchen cabinets. I had a lot of drama with my cabinet maker, or whatever you might want to call him. I have some other choice words. This guy. I had some issues with the cabinets, and I was trying to explain the issues that I had with the cabinets. I was like, this isn't working and here's why. At some point, he looked at my husband, who had nothing to do with any of this, by the way. I mean, he did, but he was really there for my emotional support. He looked at my husband and goes, she talks too much. I was like, excuse me, please repeat what you just said. I dare you. I wanted to talk about our microwave expenditure. We got a drawer microwave in the kitchen. This was like a request from one of our family members who really wanted to have that. And we also didn't have a ton of counter space, but I didn't realize how much drawer microwaves are. These companies think a lot of their drawer microwaves. If you have a drawer microwave, let me know, is it easier to clean? Do you love it? Is it a big waste of money? I don't know, maybe I don't want to know the answer to those questions. Ceiling fans are expensive. I don't know if you know that or not, and I don't like ceiling fans, but because again, we're in the desert, we have to have ceiling fans, especially if we have friends or family or guests staying there. It can't get hot out there. All the ceiling fans for inside and on our patio overhang, which I'll talk about in a second. Oh, and interior and exterior lights. All of that came to about $3,000. I had no idea my light fixture budget would be so high. So I'm gonna move to the outdoor expenditures, and just so you know, these are preliminary expenditures. We are still in the process of doing a massive outdoor renovation, and after looking at how much we've already spent, I can't believe I'm even uttering those words. We did want to spend a lot on the outdoor budget because where we're located in the high desert is so special. It is so unique, and it's unique for the area. Like, I have local vendors who show up, who stand in our backyard and look at me and they go, this is one of the best views in the desert. So the whole backyard needs to be a place where people can go, relax, see all the views. We would be remiss to not take a big chunk of our budget and try and make the outdoors almost like indoors for us. So we did do some grading to keep the flow of water away from the house. We added a concrete patio and then 2 concrete pads to put our sauna, cold plunge tub, and our outdoor shower on. We also built a new fence that is currently falling apart. The wind up there is like 60-mile-an-hour winds because we are up so high. The guys who built our fence just were not qualified to do so, and I only found that out after I paid them. We are having to pay someone to fix that, so that budget will go up. One of my favorite things that we did was build this custom gas fire pit. It cost around $6,000, which is a lot of money, but the comparable ones that I could have bought off the shelf for this size and the features that I had with a timer and a lock and all kinds of stuff would have cost like $10,000 to $12,000, which was, we were not willing to do that. So having it custom made actually saved us a lot of money. But in the process of doing that, we had them dig trenches for the gas lines, and we found out that our plumbing for the house was only 8 to 10 inches under the ground, which if you know anything about plumbing in a place that freezes, that is a big no-no because your pipes can so easily freeze. They have to be buried at least like 18 inches to 2 feet underground. So we ended up having to replace all of our plumbing. Again, one of those surprises that hurt financially, but I'm so glad we found out. This next expense was one that really hurt me to write the check for. It was a big one, and it was for this patio overhang. When we moved in, there was this huge concrete brick patio. It's about 24 feet by like 22 feet or something like that. It was very, very large, but it's so bright and hot up there sometimes, so you can't go out there and enjoy yourself. So I wanted to do a patio overhang to cover this entire area. That cost $23,000 for that. What was great about this patio overhang is it's permitted, so I know it's safe. It's, like I said, so windy up there. I didn't want to risk anybody getting hurt and getting knocked over. It has electrical in it, so we have additional lighting out there, which is necessary if you want to go outside. You don't want to step on a Mojave greenback snake, which is like the most poisonous snake of all time that just happens to live in my neighborhood. It's like its favorite neighborhood to live in. I mean, I get it. I love the neighborhood too, but our house is small. It's about 1,200 square feet, and adding that extra 500 to 600 square feet to an outdoor indoor living space, it makes the house feel so much larger. I also had to get an arborist out for $300 because we have a Joshua tree within, I think, 20 feet of the overhang, and we have to make sure that we are not damaging the root system of the Joshua tree because they're a protected species. I'm gonna move into, I think, my favorite part of the outdoor space. It's the spa area. We did this huge redwood outdoors 6-person sauna. We did a cold plunge tub. Those are all the rage right now. I also have an outdoor shower, which is amazing. And that whole area to get it built, especially the wall that you see here with the plumbing in the wall, it's made of steel. We had to stucco it to kind of match the house. All of that was about $7,500. That included labor, materials, and we also had to buy an extra hot water heater. And then we spent $1,400 on the delivery and purchase of all of these rocks for the spa area. It is a large area. I think we used 6 tons of rock. Now onto the category that I'm calling our hit list, which involves a million little micro renovation projects. And when you're renovating a house, there are a billion things that pop up. You spring a leak, you have to move a wall. We had to pay a lot of money to get people to skim coat the house. I skim coated myself because I wanted to make sure I got my hands dirty and learned, and it's worth every penny. It's a lot of work. Before I tell you the price of this category, it's a big one. I was quoted from a general contractor that we would probably end up spending about $100,000 in this category. So I ended up paying about $40,000 over the last 18 months for labor. I'm gonna say we probably spent about $20,000 in materials for the hit list. So compared to the $100,000 that I was quoted, I do feel like I got a deal. And I'm not good at math, so I'm just pray that I calculated this right. The grand total of what we've spent on a majority of the renovations so far, the grand total is $267,685.11. With that being said, I am very grateful for Helix Sleep, obviously for sponsoring this video, but also because sleep is so important, and having a good mattress is super key, and I love that I can give you guys such a great deal. Click the link below. Did I spend too much? I'm not gonna even ask that question. Yes, I did. I spent too much, but renovating a house, there's lots of surprises, things you don't expect. My biggest tip for you, if you're renovating a house right now, is to get investors so that when things do go awry, you're not having to foot the whole bill by yourself. I'm gonna go take a nap. My Helix Sleep mattress is calling.